Authority site building mistakes. Because if it's so easy to build an authority site, why do so many people struggle with it? This is something I've thought about consistently over the last 10 years that I've been involved in the internet marketing space, in owning and operating websites to a certain degree. And particularly recently, as I'm kind of 3 months into this $200,000 investment in content to build a new website, I want to make sure that I'm not making any mistakes and that I am staying the course. So let me share with you guys the mistakes that I see most authority site or niche site or affiliate site builders make and why they don't get any traction. First one, not targeting specific keywords. This happens a lot when people start a new site, particularly in a space that they're passionate about. It's more of a, I don't want to say it's a passion project, but in all of the research that they do, they ultimately kind of settle on building a website around a passion. And they jump into it and they just start publishing topics that they want to publish and topics that they think other people will like. And while other people might like them, they'll never find them if they are not a keyword with search volume, and subsequently they'll never rank for it if it doesn't have the right competition metrics. But that's something we're going to get to in a second here. So yeah, you need to target specific keywords that have search volume. I should add that on. And many people fail because they just start a website and they don't. And I'll kind of share a little bit of my experience here in doing this. In this website that I'm building and investing the content in, it's actually a site that was started about a year ago, probably a little over a year ago now. And for the first year, it was just kind of I don't want to say a back burner project, because that would imply that it had a little bit of thought to it. I guess it did have a little bit of thought, but basically what we were doing is we would just publish content on it randomly. Because the focus of my business is actually on paid advertisements, not so much blogging and authority site, or at least, at the time a year ago, it was all on paid advertisements, and still now it is. But we would just kind of publish some content on a blog that was related to our niche. We really didn't care. I really didn't care what ultimately happened with it. And we published like 300 blog posts on there. Good bit of content, but it really didn't get any traffic. Why? Because we were just publishing on anything. And it wasn't really up to me. I would just have my writers or people on my team, if they needed to earn some extra hours or money that week, they would just write on whatever topic they wanted to. As long as it fit onto the blog, we would just publish it on there. And that was, good and fine for my intentions then. At that point, I really didn't care about monetizing it. It takes sites a little while before they can kind of really take off, that sort of thing. So I really didn't care. But the point is that we spent a lot of money. I spent probably about $30,000 for about 300 blog posts on content that was not targeting specific keywords, and it ultimately got nowhere. So you have to be targeting specific keywords. Second, not targeting low competition keywords. This is really, really, really vital, because everyone likes to jump in and they like to go for these big money keywords, right? Like they see these little keywords and I'm like, I don't want to write about that. I don't care about that. I don't like that keyword. I don't like that topic. And then they subsequently just blow them off, and then they go for the big money keywords. But here's the problem. You're never going to get anywhere for those big money keywords unless you get somewhere for the low-hanging fruit first. So you got to start with those low competition keywords, and it might not be the topics that you like. They might not be the topics you find interesting. They might not have any monetization value to you other than display advertising, but you got to start and get the easy wins and kind of pluck that low-hanging fruit. I've got a whole video out here on keyword research. Where is it? That's a good one right there on keyword research. But right there, how I am doing keyword research for my $200,000 investment in content. And this one right here is also good. They kind of pair off of each other. Real quick, I'll just kind of elaborate on this further. Let's just say you were in the pet niche and you wanted to, go on to dog training, right? So I just typed in dog training here, pulled up a website. That was near the top, so subsequently it's going to have a lot of other keyword rankings. Popped it in, and here's, all the keywords, right? And so many people would see this, and they'd come down here, and they would just go for, some kind of high volume keyword. Maybe leopard gecko, I don't know. Cavalier King Spaniel Charles, hypoallergenic dogs, right? People might go for this one. They might be like, wow, it's 246,000 volume. And I've got a ton of information on hypoallergenic dogs, right? I can do a really good piece on hypoallergenic dogs, and I can do this 10,000 word comprehensive guide with complete custom images and go for it. I don't really care about the keyword difficulty, because I got such great insight and such great expertise that I can just go for this word and publish a real high quality piece on it, and I'm certainly going to rank. Stop right there. That is a flawed way of thinking. You have to start and go for the low competition, right? So what am I talking about here? I'm talking about an SEM rush. Ahrefs has a difficulty tool. I like to set this at 40. In my experience, if it's at 40, if you do a really good piece, you can rank for it without any backlinks pretty quickly. Or not, I shouldn't say pretty quickly, but on a newer site you can, right? So now we go to 40, and now here are the keywords that we can rank for. And surprisingly, there's actually some really high volume ones in here. I wasn't expecting to see this many high volume ones. But you got to go for things where you can satisfy the search intent as well. Pitbull puppies. Somebody that does this is probably looking for where they can buy pitbull puppies. Can dogs eat shrimp? That might be a good one. Can dogs eat mango? Reverse sneezing in dogs. That would be a good topic. Can dogs eat peanuts? A lot of what dogs can and can't eat in this. How long does a dog stay in heat? Yeah, maybe that would be a good one to cover, right? But you want to go for the low competition keywords. And again, a lot of people make these two mistakes unknowingly, or not unknowingly. I guess ignorantly they make these mistakes, and they just get into a space and like, yeah, I'm going to publish what I want to publish and people will find it. I just publish good content and they will come. Build it and they will come mentality. That is not going to happen. You have to target specific keywords, and your targets need to be low competition keywords, right? So if I were going to do this, there's so many, if I were going to get into pets, right? There's so many here with, less than 40. I would probably go less than 30, right? Let's go for the real low-hanging fruit. And pick all my keywords out of here. And then, once I cover that, this list could be hundreds of them. There's literally 305,000. I wouldn't go all the way to the end of the list, but there's certainly opportunity here for like 200 keywords pretty easily. And then once you get all those done and published, then go up and come back here. Like let's go for the next level of 30 to 40, right? And what's going to happen is you're going to publish. That content is going to rank for those low competition keywords. And then you're going to pick up some backlinks. You're going to pick up some traffic and start building that kind of momentum ball, right? If you try to start with, rolling a big, huge ball of momentum, you're not going to get anywhere. And that's what I'm comparing to going for high competition keywords. If you start with low competition keywords, you can actually build your momentum up, and and actually get things going. And that kind of doesn't play into that. Is why I'm saying you need to target the low competition keywords. Pick those low hanging fruit. Use that to actually build some momentum, right? Then number 3. Lack of consistency / commitment. Well, a lot of people will, get into it, and subsequently they're doing these first 2 things wrong. They'll go into it for a year and say, well, this whole thing doesn't work. I can't figure it out. Don't know why I'm not doing it, or don't know why I'm not getting anywhere, why I'm not seeing anything. And then they give up. And that kind of leads to this lack of consistency. And I will say, admittedly, it's difficult. I'm 3 months into this, where I'm talking about my $200,000 investment in content at this point. And, unlike paid ads, you don't see any results. And I've got a whole video on this too. Where is it? Paid ads. Paid traffic ads versus search engine optimization. Where should your focus be? So I compare the two and which one I like more, which no secret, that's paid ads. But it's really hard to stay the course when you're not getting any results. But that's what it takes. There's another video in here, something about how long does it take? Where's that one? How long does it take for a blog post to get traffic? And I'll just summarize it for you. In my experience from blog posts on my own website, it takes about 4 months until they really get any traffic, and then about 8 months until they kind of peak out. Or don't really peak out, but they kind of get near the top where they can't really go up much, or they're not going to really go up much further at that point. So 4 months until you really see anything. And when you're not seeing anything for 4 months, it's hard to maintain that consistency and commitment. And then finally, not building a community around the site. And this is where websites really start to fizzle, when they don't have any actual user interaction. So, you can put comments on your website and encourage people to comment on there, right? You might want to just do this. I've thought about this. I've not done it yet, but it's coming. Do it for blog posts that are getting a high amount of traffic. Just those blog posts that get a high amount of traffic, put the comments on there so that you get real people. Otherwise, if you open up all the comments, you're going to end up getting kind of overwhelmed with spam, I think, right off the get-go, So just open up the comments on posts that get actual traffic, let people comment. Build an email list, build a Facebook group. Those are probably the easiest ways that I see to build a community around the site. You want to build a brand in a community of real people so that you're not just text on the internet. Like, text on the internet is not sustainable. It is not going to be a time-tested strategy. You have to go to the next level and build a community. So those are the mistakes that I see out there of people making when they're building authority websites and getting no traction. Let me know what you guys think. What mistakes have you made when it comes to actually building an authority site or niche site or content type of website? Let me know in the comments below.